Check. 3. Now. Anyway, so the crowd at the March of Spring 1990, the March of Andrew, the Spring 1990 tour, I'll nickname the March of Andrew based on Nassau Coliseum 32990. I hear through the wind he was given to Keelan Garcia as a boy. And after being friends with her for a year, she's clearly with another man, or at least was for quite some time, and simply doesn't want to come around. And if she were to, it would be without written word or without invitation or without just anything. And there's a quote from the band: sometimes they live in your home. And I'm not really sure what that means exactly. It sounds like some kind of made up funny haha against the law. But if she was sighted around here, no, I would take her in with kind, loving arms and ask her about Aesop and Fable, the children that Jerry wanted for us while he was alive. He wanted a big family, and she filed suit on GDP in 2008 and supposedly quit the band. But since then, she's made some kind of charity thing, the Garcia Project, which hasn't helped out this area particularly, or me specifically. And that was years ago, maybe 2015. And besides that, she's been working for Fender Guitar on and off. And besides that, she's been searching for her dad. Perhaps Jerry isn't dead, and so she was all over the West Coast and searching on her own terms through PIs and etceteras. My theory is that he's underwater. Is he always wanted to go to the moon, but he was too fat for the moon, and he wouldn't pass the astronaut physical. And maybe 95 he had the ends with some kind of Groton transport ship to drop him off in the bunker under sound to work on North Atlantis, and then to go to the North Atlantis space station. If there was a North Atlantis space station, he would be in the knows about it. And after some time training in the bunker, I'm sure he'd be able to pass his physical, as he's passed his mental 1,000 million billion times over. With under one setback is he was seeing the people of the crowd in his mind, man, in his mind. And he'd go through dark chambers, sensory deprivation, and fight through like a Jedi with nothing at all, until one day Bear opened up the basement and said, "Jerry, it's been 3 days. Did you get rid of the crowd in your mind yet?" And he was just kind of dead as a doornail. Supposedly, it was not a drug overdose, but sensory deprivation, which led him to just kind of vanish into a corpse to be buried. But nobody's going to believe that, and everyone's going to want a civilian science research scholar and crew member possible. The North Atlantis space station, if there is a space station. There's so many out in space. I know China's discovered the backside of the moon, and Frontline says they've even put plants and animals on it to survive in a tiny farm. And they will go down with that ship. There will be no white flag on their door. I wonder whose lovers' boots are left at home. And as far as my great-grandma, she would walk to the beach and watch the ocean with the spirit of William for Gramps. And like I said, his major achievement was 12-week torpedo school, maybe a 6-week pilot, just in case, and then on to the USS SS 399 to leave New London for the Great Bay of China to evacuate Japan, and then return to New London. And since then, he lived a long life, but he passed mysteriously in 2003 with conspiracy of this plane crash in Groton, which I can't find on the tube still, but it's only been a few hours. So, well, that was that. As far as great-grandmother, she had a different objective all around, and it wasn't necessarily wealth. Her last name was Hoffman. Her maiden name was Hoffman, like Albert Hoffman, the Swiss chemist. They may have been cousins. They were from the same area of Switzerland, and they were both Swiss-born. She was born in 1908, and he was born in 1906, and they knew each other in Switzerland before World War II. During World War II, she was captured